Money Magnets, are you ready to learn about new changes that are coming to credit cards? Well, no worries, because we're going to show you how to get to the bag.
Well, we're going to show you how these changes will affect you. Gloria, let's go over to the computer and show them.
Marvin, back in May, Visa made a big announcement about how debit cards and credit cards are going to operate differently in the US in the coming months.
Yeah, the article said that changes from Visa means Americans will carry fewer physical credit and debit cards in their wallets. I'm kind of excited about that myself.
So, Marvin, you're meaning to tell me I won't have to do this?
Exactly.
Like I carry cards. So, the article states that the new features could mean Americans will be carrying fewer physical credit cards in their wallet,
right,
and will make the 16-digit credit card or debit card number printed on the back of every card irrelevant.
Wow, that's going to be great. You know what? And I think it's going to help with identity theft. They also said there will be some of the biggest changes to how payments operate in the U.S. since the U.S. rolled out with the embedded chips several years ago. And I remember how those chips started a big controversy with everybody.
And also, Marvin, I am so loving this, getting rid of the credit cards, the numbers on the back of the cards, because that right there is going to mean that you're more secure. This technology, Marvin, is really moving really fast. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper on what Visa has in mind for this.
Yes. They also said Americans may have more options to pay for purchases beyond credit or debit, including buy now, pay later companies, peer-to-peer payment options, paying directly with the bank, or digital payment systems like Apple Pay. So now you're going to have an option whether you pay credit, debit, or even buy now, pay later. And you may be able to split those options up.
Marvin, I am so in love with the buy now, pay later option because it can break it up into like 4 payments.
Right.
So just say you don't have all the cash, but it's like I'm gonna have the cash in a few weeks.
Right.
It can break it up in 4 payments. This right here is going to be a cash flow changer for a lot of Americans.
It is. Let's check out these other changes. Mark Nelson also made a statement. He said, I think with these features, we're getting past the point where consumers may never need to manually enter an account number ever again. I will be so happy with that one.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Yes. Okay, like for example, Marvin, the Apple Card has already started with this technology, and it's absolutely amazing. It's a metal card, and you have no digits on it, and you can put it in your wallet. This is just like a game changer.
Yeah, and I believe this article is also going to talk about what you could do with the account number with Apple. But let's go deeper into this article.
Okay, so the biggest change coming for Americans, they will have the ability for banks to issue one physical payment.
Yes.
I mean, can you imagine having one physical payment card that will allow you to connect to multiple bank accounts?
I would be happy. I know that.
So what that means is no more carrying the Chase, Bank of America, as well as their respective credit cards in a physical wallet.
Yeah.
Americans will have the ability to set criteria with their banks, such as having all purchases below $100 or with a certain merchant apply to a debit card, while other purchases go to a credit card. So you have the choice. It's about options.
Yeah, and I think these are much safer options for all Americans. And then the identity theft and credit card theft is going to go down.
Most definitely. But there's even more.
And Gloria, you know, a lot of this started in Asia years ago. Like before we had the embedded cards, they were already being used in Asia. Look, and this feature we're talking about right now is already being used in Asia and will be available this summer. Buy now, pay later company Affirm is the first of Visa's customers to roll out the feature in the US. Some of Visa's new features are in response to online payments fraud, which continues to increase as more countries adopt digital payments. The San Francisco-based company estimates that payment fraud happens roughly 7 times more online than it does in person. And there are now billions of stolen credit and debit card numbers available to criminals. A lot of this stuff is available on the dark web for like $5. You can buy somebody's $20,000 or $30,000 credit card. This needs to stop.
Okay, so Marvin, let's talk about some of the other features that Visa has unveiled. Okay, we're going to talk about the tap to pay feature.
One of my favorites.
Yes, I love tap to pay. Americans will be able to tap their credit card or debit card to their smartphones to add the card to a mobile wallet. Instead of using a smartphone camera to scan in a card's information or tap the card to their smartphone to approve of transactions online, Visa will also start implementing biometrics to approve transactions, similar to how Apple devices uses a fingerprint or a face scan to approve transaction. That right there, oh my God, technology is taking over.
It is. Just like now we use our finger to go into our laptop. We use digital ID when we go to Delta.
Most definitely.
And Clear.
Yeah.
In the airport.
Now when you go to Delta, they have something called digital ID that you can just go. They use biometrics and you just walk up and it can pull up your boarding pass and everything just based off of your face. This right here is a game changer in the world, guys.
And I want to show you guys something I didn't know about contactless payments. Let's go over to the Visa website, Glory. So this was something I was wondering. How do I know if my card or device can make contactless payments? So I went over to Visa's site. It says if your Visa card features the contactless indicator on either the front or the back, you can use it to tap and pay where you see the contactless symbol at many of your favorite stores. Now, if you don't have a contactless card, you can still tap and pay by loading a eligible payment card into your payment enabled phone or wearable device. So you may be able to do this in your iWatch as well.
So what you're saying, Marvin, how we tap our cards, now we can also do that within our phone.
Correct.
So that right there.
Yeah, that's going to be great. So now you got a digital wallet. And if you do carry the physical card, it's going to be to a point where you're only going to have to carry one card.
And the wonderful thing about it is a lot of credit cards, they do have the tap and pay, and you may have, an older card. Like, for example, I had an older card with our Southwest Chase card, and I didn't realize that I didn't have the tap and pay, but I had to request it. So when I requested it, they sent us out a new card.
Yeah, and if you guys don't have it, request a new one.
Okay, Marvin, let's jump right into a quick recap and talk about some of these amazing features that Visa plans to roll out over the next few months.
Let's do it.
So we have tap to pay, tap to confirm, tap to add a card to your digital wallet, and tap person to person. So it's a tap, it's a P2P. That's what they're calling it.
A peer-to-peer.
Yeah, so that means that instead of using Venmo or Cash App
or PayPal,
and you guys go out to dinner and just say some of your friends and you want to split the bill, but you want to pay them and they're going to take care of the whole bill.
Right.
You don't have to be searching for their name in Venmo or saying what's your Cash App
or what's your email on PayPal.
Exactly. All you have to do is you can use your phone and tap person to person.
I love
that right there. Cash flow changer for me.
And then also now you may have one card in the coming months, in the coming years, and you don't have your account number on the front or the back. And you can change your credit card number if you experience some kind of theft on your card. And you don't have to send the card back or tear the card up.
Most definitely. And Marvin, technology is changing so fast until you have to keep up with what's going on in the world because it's a lot.
Yeah, and the changes are good. I remember when the chip first came out, everybody was all scared. But now you can go into stores like Amazon and pay with your palm. So I think the biometrics is only going to make us safer and it's going to stop identity theft. And if you guys have any experience with any of this, please leave comments below because we want to share this with our audience as far as what are your experience? How do you feel about contactless or tap to pay?
Yes, and Marvin, you remember when I did the video, I had a lady ask me when she saw me pay with the palm of my hand, because it's called Amazon One. So I signed up, and when I paid with the palm of my hand, the lady asked me, did I have a chip? She was like, oh my God, do you have a chip? Did you do that chip? I'm like, no, ma'am, I did not do a chip.
And we're going to leave the link to that video above so you guys can check it out, because I think biometrics is here to stay. I love doing digital ID with Delta. I love doing Clear because it helps me skip the line and keep going when I'm in the airport.
It's a digital identification program that uses facial recognition.
Most definitely.
And look, I want you guys to share this video with other people who may need this or need to learn about this, because this change is coming in the coming months. Visa is a giant and it's gonna happen.
And guys, if you're having problems with your credit, remember we said bad credit is no longer an excuse.
Look, I want you guys to like and comment on this video, but if you want to know how to fix your credit with AI, I need you to check out this next video. I'm Mr. Smith.
And I'm Mrs. Smith.
And we're here to help empower your finances.